If you have been experiencing a little bit more burnout or even anxiety more than usual, then this message is for you. In fact, this is a bit of a download that I received. The worst, unhealthiest, cruelest thing you can actually ever do in your life is to try to fit in. And here's why. You have no idea how many times clients will come to me complaining that they might feel depression, anxiety, burnout, addiction. They have these unwanted habits, behaviors, can't sleep at night, who knows what, right? And then after we start talking a little bit, I'll hear something like, Susan, I don't even know who I am anymore. Right there. That's telling. That tells me everything, and it tells you everything. So I want to break this down for you so that you can understand. How could you possibly know who you are if you hadn't even given yourself the opportunity and the chance to become curious enough to actually stop, to wake up and actually ask yourself, what is it that you want in this life? So I want to go back a little bit, because as a hypnotherapist, my first and one of the most important questions that I ask myself with my clients is, what is causing that? What is causing that turbulence in your body? What is causing this dis-ease, disorder? What is causing this disruption, this unease, this unhappiness? What is causing that? And most of the time, now when I say most, I mean like 98% of the time, that is caused not because of genetics, because of the environment, because of circumstances, it's caused because childhood programming is still running their adult life. Now, what does that even mean? Well, I'm going to explain. When I refer to childhood programming, I mean that there are certain beliefs and stories and thoughts and even feelings and emotions that are old and outdated that are still controlling your adult life. Meaning, so many of those stories and those beliefs actually might cause you to think and believe, more importantly, that you should fit in. You should just go with the program. You should just listen to what everybody else expects of you. You should just, whatever your parents wanted you to become, you should just listen to that. Whatever happens in the neighborhood, you should just agree. Like literally. And by the way, talk about child archetype versus adult archetype, okay? So many people stay stuck for their entire lifetime in child archetype. What does that mean? When we're a child, okay, we technically and typically, we have to be people pleasers. We have to, because our brain is designed for survival. And a child begins to adapt to its environment very, very quickly, as soon as possible, so that it can survive. So then it will learn how to conform, how to perform, how to obey, how to do the right thing around the right people to get ahead, basically to survive. Now, as a child, that's brilliant. That's a fantastic strategy. That's super intelligent. That's genius. Because eventually the child then not only will get the food and the shelter, hopefully just the basic needs met, but eventually it will get the praise, in quotation mark, validation, in quotation mark, adoration, in quotation mark. And of course, all of that is, for the most part, I don't want to speak for everybody, fake. Because typically, it's so funny, because even yesterday I had a client who, beginning of the session, he goes, Susan, I just realized that for as long as I can remember, I automatically believed that I should automatically respect the elders. I should automatically respect authority figures. I should automatically just believe people who are older than me and trust them. And now, he was laughing because, and now I realize, oh, what a bad idea. Yeah, he woke up. And I was like, congratulations. And he said, for as long as I can remember, I was such a people pleaser. Like, as an adult, like whatever, I would just roll over and people please. Which, not that that's a bad thing necessarily, but people pleasing with the wrong people and the wrong program and the wrong expectation, that's a bad idea. This is what causes dis-ease. Because even as a child, eventually you learn, and this is what hurts the worst and the most. As a child, you learn self-abandonment, self-betrayal, self-denial, self-suppression. This is why so many people as adults are like, I don't even know who I am anymore. How could you possibly know who you are if you never had the audacity, permission? Instead, you just stayed conforming, performing, obeying. As long as everybody else is happy with me, as long as I get the grade, they're going to approve of me. As long as I dress a certain way, they're going to like me. As long as this is cult mentality, literally. And I'm not saying all of it is bad, but that's child archetype. You literally learn to adapt. You learn to conform. You learn to go along because you learn that's what rewarded you. Oh, you're a good child, right? When dad comes home in a bad mood, you have learned to tiptoe around. And now, even as an adult, guess what? That became very familiar. And anytime you might sense a person in rage, or if they're angry, or if they want to have it their way, well, what does that little child that child goes right back to, oh, reminds me of that. This is how I need to be. Or if mom was a narcissist or a perfectionist, or if there was a lot of chaos in the household, well, guess what? Our nervous system learns, first of all, adapts and learns this is normal, quotation mark. This is just how life is. And then the nervous system stays stuck in that loop, stays stuck in. So when you then identify and recognize people that were like that perfectionist, that were like the narcissist, that were like the demanding parent, or the authority figure who was the teacher who told you you'll never amount to anything, those things, they go deep. They stay with us. They stick with us. And then as an adult, if you should encounter a similar experience, somebody looks at you a certain way, somebody measures you up and down, boom, we go right back to, oh, that means I'm not good enough. Instead of, as an adult, no, you get to be the decision. You get to call the shots. So this is where your soul, like, okay, so as this just trying to fit in, the problem with that isn't kindness, generosity, being diplomatic in certain instances. Sure, that is required and necessary, depending on, obviously, because we kind of want to get along in a culture, obviously. But when you're doing that and you're compromising yourself, and you know you're compromising yourself, that's a problem, because your head, the ego, will be like, no, keep going. You have to. You have to just please these people. You have to just, even if you're uncomfortable, you got to keep going. But your soul, which is your body, which is your subconscious, will not tolerate it. And then your soul will create what we call anxiety, burnout, feeling insecure, feeling unwelcome, feeling singled out, feeling imposter syndrome. How many clients have confessed to me, Susan, I feel like an imposter. Now these people, right, if we did the homework, there's absolutely no rhyme or reason for them. It wouldn't quantify. It makes no sense. They have the education, they have the knowledge, they have the intelligence, they work hard. Like, clearly they qualify to have this job or this position because they paid a high price to get to where they are. Education, right? Paying money for it, investing in themselves, staying up till 3 o'clock in the morning, passing all these tests. Like, logically, there's no reason they should be feeling like an imposter. If you don't know what an imposter syndrome is, it's like you feel like a fraud. You feel like, who do I think I am? You feel like, do I even deserve to get paid? Like, right? So it's almost like you don't even recognize your greatness. You keep thinking and believing there's something wrong with you or you're not quite measuring up. Why? Not because of your brilliant education, not because of it, because there is still a program running in the subconscious that is trying to convince you and convey to you that you're not good enough. You're not smart enough. You're not measuring up. Something's wrong with you. Something's missing. And that's what I mean by still childhood programming running your adult life. Got it? Get it? And this is what impacts so many people. And then those same people, okay, go to a doctor, a therapist, psychiatrist, and they get labeled. Oh, it hurts me. It hurts me to hear and to know how many people come to me. Susan, you're my last resort. I've been to therapy for years. I've read the books for decades. I've watched the videos to no end. I've done all the right things, self-help, self-development, therapy, energy healing, blah, 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 blah. Medication. These people are diagnosed. They're medicated. Oh, you have ADD, you have ADHD, meaning there's something wrong with you. You have anxiety, meaning there's something wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with you. What I call these things, all of them, is you unfortunately have been living, and I'm not accusing you because you don't even know it for the most part. You have been betraying yourself, denying yourself, abandoning yourself from the time you were born. That's the problem. And this is where people on the flip side often have a hard time being their real self because fear of judgment, fear of rejection, fear of what my people say, right? What if I don't fit in? And that is what keeps you trapped. This is what keeps you trapped. It keeps you sick. It keeps you unhealthy. It keeps you unwealthy. It keeps you unhappy. And it keeps you a fantastic, obedient citizen that has learned how to exactly go along with the program. That's what's wrong with anxiety. That's what's wrong with people who complain, I don't even feel like myself. I can't sleep at night. I can't even think straight. Yeah, you know what? That's very healthy. You shouldn't be able to think straight because you literally keep doing this self-denial thing, thinking that it's not okay for you to be who you really are, to have the audacity to put yourself out there as who you really are and understand not everybody's going to like you. That's just part of life. Understand, yes, people are going to criticize you. They're going to judge you. They're going to hate you. They're going to envy you. Absolutely. And this is what so many people are not willing to face because it might hurt. Actually, that's not a hurt. That's a congratulation. That's a celebration because I promise you on the flip side, you are also going to find the people that truly, sincerely, not conditional love, that sincerely adore you and love you and appreciate you, and they want to know more about you, and they're curious about you. And when you're with them, they'll be like, tell me more. They'll find you fascinating. You will find those people, but you cannot find those people if you are staying consumed by the same program puppets trying to conform. There's no room. There is no room for real people that truly love and appreciate you. There's no room for them. Can you see it now? And your mission in life isn't to try to fit in. I promise and guarantee you, I promise, your soul will not have it. Your soul will not leave you alone until you finally wake up or give yourself permission to wake up. Let me say this again. Give yourself permission to wake up. Give yourself permission to wake up so that you can finally, truly give yourself the opportunity to look inside and say, wait a minute, what is my real potential? What's my real talent? What are my abilities? What are my God-given gifts that I get to share with the world? And no, not everybody's gonna like it, and that's great. Okay, please don't believe a word I say. Instead, let's watch and witness. I want you to right now think about people, whether they're dead or alive, doesn't matter to me, that you consider iconic. That when you think of them, you're like, oh my God, like you're drooling. You have such admiration, adoration. You are just like, oh wow. Like you just melt because you have such, I'm looking for a particular word, reverence. That's the word. You have so much reverence for them. Whoever those people are. Whether it's Mother Teresa, whether it's Mick Jagger, whether it's Luciano Pavarotti, I don't know who they are, right? But when you look at those people and you look at their trajectory, you look at their life, you look at how they put themselves out there, you look at how unapologetic, unstoppable, unbreakable, unshakable they have become because they woke up one day and said, you know what? If it's gonna be, it's gonna be up to me. That's when those people, I promise and guarantee you, decided, hey, I'm Mick Jagger and I'm gonna show the world. For me, he is the epitome. For me, he is the epitome of this example and exercise, because let's think about the Hollywood version of good looks and what a man should, here we go again, that's the program I'm talking about, yeah? We have been brainwashed. We have been brainwashed, programmed to adhere to a certain standard, to appease to a certain way of living and being and believing and how we should be and how we, like, remember, this is like, has been going on forever. So here you have this little Mick Jagger. He's a little man. He's honestly not the most attractive human being, is he? I don't know, according to Hollywood standards. And yet, one of the most magnetic, influential, infectious, sexy, attractive. Again, how does he do that? Is it because of his looks, his height, he's thin, probably, like, not that I'm thin, but he's thinner, like he's probably 90 pounds. He's thinner than most thin women. So something just makes no sense, right? And this is an example. When a human being begins to believe in themselves, when a human being begins to wake up and be like, oh my God, I have reverence for me. I have reverence for my soul. I have reverence for my mission, my passion, my talents and skills and gifts that have been given to me, and I get to share them with the world. And no, not everybody likes the Rolling Stones, but Mick Jagger couldn't give it about that because he's going to do Mick Jagger. And just like the Rolling Stones, suddenly, because there was such cohesion, every one of these members, every day, right, wakes up with, hey, I got to remember who I am. That's how they attract masses. Masses. This is what happens when you begin to listen to your soul, when you actually do the work that works, which is get to know yourself. Get to know who you really are. Begin to really, spend time with you alone and start to listen. Pay attention to when do you light up? What are the things that when you experience life, what are the things that just make you, like your body is literally lighting up like a Christmas tree? What are some of those things? Who are those people that move you, that make you cry, like in a good way? Is it music? Is it nature? Is it poetry? Is it coaching? Is it speaking? Is it teaching? What is it that causes you to just be like I've just landed? On the flip side, what are the things that cause you anxiety, that cause you cringe, that cause you ill? That's your body communicating to you, and your body would never lie to you. I always give an example. You know how many people, let's just say you have a friend and that friend is like, oh my God, like you have to meet this person. They have this title and they have this status and they have bought like all these embellishments. Oh my God, this person is incredible. And da, 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 da. And so they're building up this person. Okay, cool. And then you like can't wait because like, man, my friend, da, da, da. And then you get in front of that person and just something inside of you like screams no. That's what I'm talking about. Trust that. That's all you need to know. You do not need further evidence or proof. That's all. I mean, you can obviously gain more evidence if you want to, if you really want to convince yourself, but your body has already spoken. And the better you start to pay attention to that, the better of a relationship you will develop with your soul, with your spirit, with your subconscious. And the better this is going to work for you. And now, the reward of that, not only will you finally get to be who you really are unapologetically, and what happens right after is, I promise you, this has never not happened. Suddenly, doors will begin to open. You will meet people that are aligned with you. You will, coincidences. Literally, you're like, man, this is happening for, yes, this is happening for you. There is no such thing as coincidences. Epiphanies will come through. You'll have insights. You'll have, literally, there'll be things around you that may seem like a coincidence, but they're absolutely not just that's my point. When you get into this alignment, when you get into this, you stop listening to the noise. You no longer allow yourself to be distracted. What society expects of you, who you should be, what you're not allowed, what you are allowed, what you should think, and right? And this programming is everywhere. It's not just parents. It's not just childhood. That was just the beginning. Hello. That was just the beginning. But wait, there's more. Exactly. It's everywhere. That little household was just the beginning. And then when we get out into the world, now comes religion, now comes education, now comes marketing, now comes sales, now come trends, now come Hollywood, now come beauty standards, now come, oh my goodness, politicians, right? Now come even little town cultures. Like, it's everywhere. And I'm not saying it's good or bad. That's just life. But you ultimately get to discern. You get to be the decision, especially as an adult. Child archetype, yes. Victim, absolutely. Good or bad. You are confined, certain environment. You are at the mercy of the totally victim mindset. Like, that just is what it is. Whether you grew up as a prince, princess, or a pauper. Either way. Free will. The gift of adult archetype, in my opinion, in my experience, and this is the ultimate gift in life, is you as an adult, hopefully if you no longer depend on certain people, obviously, because if you depend, that's a whole other story, but if you are now free, you now get to, and yes, this is a privilege, you get to wake up and ask yourself, wait a minute. Look back, where have I abandoned myself? Where have I just gone along with the program? Where did I believe all these people that raised me? What did I adapt from them that isn't certain? Like, look back and notice all the ways you had to go along with the program, but you were the one who actually was maybe abused along the way, neglected along the way, lied to, cheated to, betrayed, who knows what. As an adult, you no longer need to tolerate that. As an adult, you get to be the decision maker. You get to ask yourself, what do I want in my life? What would that look like, sound like? what would I be experiencing for me to know that I have happiness and fulfillment and joy? And when I first wake up in the morning, I'm excited. I look forward to my days. For me, I get to be in a place of service. That just thrills me to no end, especially in my world. When people come to me and they say, Susan, I've done and tried everything and I still don't feel better. I still feel, come to me. I got you. I love to be the last resort because I know these people have jumped through all kinds of hoops, spent all kinds of money only to find out it didn't work. No kidding. I can tell you exactly why it didn't work. What you don't need is another label, another like, oh yeah, you have anxiety. That's such stereotype, putting everybody in the same box. That's so disrespectful. I do not subscribe to that. No, I'm interested in you. Tell me about you. What's your opinion? What are your thoughts? How do you feel? Why do you feel that way? And then, obviously, we get to the cause. That, no, there's nothing wrong with you. There's everything right with you. This anxiety you're feeling, it's very healthy. Good for you. It's actually very good for you. It's your body trying to be like, hey, when are you going to start to pay attention? Our body isn't stupid. It's the most intelligent, what do you call it? It's the most intelligent communication system you have. The most sophisticated communication system you have is your body. Your body gets sick, there's a reason for that. You got digestive issues, there's a reason for that. You got chronic migraine headaches, there's a reason for that. And I don't mean to generalize, but generally speaking, it is called self-betrayal chronic. Years and years of self-betrayal, self-abandonment, and self-abuse. Because we listened to how we should. And that's why our body gets sick for the most part. Obviously, I get it. We are also mechanical, right? Yes. Needless to say, when we have a broken leg, obviously, we gotta rule out everything. First, go to the doctor, make sure we get a checkup, obviously, and rule out any kind of what I call mechanical, physical issues that might be fixed with medicine. Obviously. I'm talking about people who go to the doctor, they have been prodded and, how do you say that, prodded and probed, and the doctor's like, we can't find anything wrong, there's nothing wrong. And then the person walks out feeling like a hypochondriac, which of course they're not, but trust yourself. It's not an accident. Just because they couldn't find something mechanically doesn't mean that there isn't something not wrong. Now we got to go further. Now we got to go deeper. And I promise you, when we do, we're going to find the root cause, and then you can fix it. And that's when ultimately the reward, besides happiness, better health, better relationships, better wealth, most important for me though, most importantly, fulfillment, absolute joy of having the privilege to live in this life. And there's only one you. There's only one you. Does it now make sense that no, you're not supposed to try to fit in? That makes no sense. Everybody else is already taken. You're supposed to do you. So either way is going to be hard. You know, life down here on earth, I never said it was going to be easy. Either way is going to be hard. Choose the left path. You can stay in the program, stay asleep, you know, roll to everybody's drum, whatever, however that's saying. Just keep going. Make sure you please everybody along the way. And you can be guaranteed sickness. You'll get sick to your stomach. That's going to be hard. Or you can make a right turn and you can begin to really become curious. And the hard, of course, about that is once you start to beat your own drum and you get to make your own decisions and you get to, you know, qualify, disqualify, what works, what doesn't work. Sure, you're going to have rejection. People are going to judge you. People are not going to like it because, and who people are not going to like it? Well, the people that are insecure, the people that are envious, the people that are sitting on the sidelines, actually secretly wishing, oh man, I wish that could be me. but you're triggering something inside of them. So they're not going to be cheering you on. They're going to be the ones that are going to be sitting there envious, judging you, criticizing you, shaming you, blaming. You should be ashamed of yourself. How? Sure. Yeah. But as Eleanor Roosevelt said, nobody can make you feel inferior without your consent. And if somebody says I should be ashamed of myself, I'm going to ask myself, how? Why? Do I want to agree with that? What do I think of that? And every person's entitled to their opinion. That's your opinion that you think I should be ashamed. Thanks for sharing. Okay, noted. Period. Everybody is entitled to have an opinion. No problem. Actually, not having an opinion is worse. So for the fact that you have an opinion, that already means, wow, okay, hats off to you. At least you have done your own thinking. The reward. I have no words. No words. So please remember, you were born for greatness. You were born for greatness. But in time, have been convinced most likely that you should be sitting on the sidelines. You are a walking, talking, breathing miracle. There's only one of you, but you have been programmed. So what are you going to do about that? It's your choice. Left turn, right turn. Either way, blue pill, red pill. The Matrix. Of course, this is the Matrix. You were born with unshakable, unbreakable, unstoppable self-confidence, self-esteem, self-worth. But that was shamed out of you. So please remember those little things, those little, reminders. And again, today, should you want to, you get to turn the page and you get to decide, hey, I'm either going to start living life on my terms, conditions, standards, definitions of success, or I'm going to let the world decide. Which one is it going to be? Leave me a comment. I'm curious.